I'm gonna start with this Troy Ave situation here. Now, before I start, I'm gonna play this little video that Troy Ave, posted up of himself, what it appears to be getting apprehended by police. I'm gonna play this little 10-second clip, and then we're gonna talk about Troy.
Oh, that's some bullshit, yo. Yo, he ain't even do nothing. Yo, free Troy Ave.
So that video is a video that we seen go up on Instagram. And we see the allegedly cops putting their hands behind the back. We hear the guy saying he didn't do nothing, but we don't see any cuffs going on. So immediately when you look in the comment section of the video, we see, people saying, oh, this is maybe a video shoot or something like that. What do you think first of the video? Then we'll go a little bit further with the Troy Ave situation.
I'm going to go along the lines of the people and saying this is maybe a movie or a music video or something like that, because no cuffs, real nonchalant. And his dude, if it was real or trying to betray as being real, did a very horrible job as narrating that situation. Talking about free Troy Ave, he didn't even get locked up. Come on, man, you're not stupid.
Right.
You're narrating this shit terrible. So I'm going to go more along the lines of that video in particular was a video or a movie that we'll see coming soon, I hope.
Right. Now, to talk about the Troy Ave, the trial's coming up very, very soon. For people who don't know, Troy Ave, was one of the people that was involved in the Irving Plaza, shooting a few years back. He's due to go to trial. He was shot. This video of him shooting back, but there's been a lot of people who have been calling Troy Ave a snitch. You know what I mean? Because of the circumstances that he was in, a good friend of his being killed, him picking up the ratchet and doing what he had to do. Saying, man, you're now going to be put on the spot in front of everybody. From what you know about the Troy Ave situation, what you gleaned, what we watched over the pre-production, is it safe to call Troy Ave a snitch?
Very difficult question. But I'm going to rewind it all the way back because it's our first time talking about this. And obviously this happened back in 2016. We got the podcast started last year. So things happened, but we didn't really talk about it. And I know one of the reasoning for me in not wanting to talk about it was I really didn't know anything about it. 2016 was a real wild year for Sam Ant. Right. It didn't have a lot to do with fucking what was going on in the media and what was going on in music. So I can't lie. I really didn't know the situation with Tax Stone, the situation with Troy Ave, his man, and the whole how everything kind of went about. When you showed me the videos and kind of got me up to date and up to speed on everything that happened, man, it's a rough one. Now, man, definitely a rough one. You can't
paint the picture. Let's paint the picture. This is a friend of his. They're at the club. This is all alleged from what we're gleaming from the media and whatnot. Your friend gets shot or whatever. He's killed and whatnot. You pick up the gun, allegedly, according to his music, he said they got into a scuffle. We take the gun from him. They start running or whatever. Now it's time to testify and say, okay, who shot this person? You're pointing. Now you have to go in and sit on the stand and say, look, this was so-and-so did. Now, we all know that Troy Ave is a street dude. You know what I mean? So under the street law, under the street code, would it be considered snitching is the first question. But a lot of people are already calling him a snitch. He put out the song, which we're going to review eventually. We listened to it, earlier, called The Streets is a Myth. Real good song. I like the message in it. But we were saying in the pre-production, like, is he just doing it now because he's now the one that has to give the information? Is he just doing that now because he was in the streets? He allegedly followed his code, but now, the streets is a myth because you got money and now you gotta, what they say, snitch now on somebody else. So right. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, when I think about the situation he's about to be in, and I say it's difficult, I think of it in the mindset of, damn, his friend got murdered. He's seen what happened, right? And he's going to have to sit on the stand and look at those family members of of the person that passed away, and they're expecting him to do something, and it's a whole different kind of emotion going on, right? But then, like you said, and like we alluded to on the podcast, not in the pre-production, excuse me, right. You lived that life. Now you did a great song about how the streets ain't real, it's a myth, but you lived that life until seemingly it bit you on the ass and did you dirty and did you wrong. So when I'm sitting here from a civilian perspective, when I'm sitting here from a family man, a father, someone that's not involved in that life, I can easily go and be sympathetic to certain things, someone getting murdered and trying to shoot back and defend yourself. But I'll never sit there and put myself in a situation where I signed up for anything. I was never invested into the streets like this man claimed and portrayed to be, which is respected if that's what you want to do. Hey, that's
are the streets a myth, though? Are the streets a myth, would you say? Or is the music video pretty accurate?
It is now. It is now. And it is in 2018, 2019, in today's age. It wasn't back in 1983, 70s, and I can't talk about the 70s, but I could talk about the 80s. I could talk about the 90s, even the early 2000s, so to speak. And then you started seeing this transition. But it definitely wasn't a myth in the beginning. I seen people that sat down and didn't say shit. Yeah, I know people, and we talked about this a lot, and we're meaning to speak about this often, especially in the Tekashi conversations. But AR-Ab, real motherfuckers still are around. Just keep it like that. So it's not a myth. It only seems as though, and it's a great song, and it talks about and it pertains to social media, fake shit that we see on here. Maybe these rappers portraying something that they may not necessarily live for real. But the streets aren't a myth. People are out here fucking still living by it. Maybe necessarily because it just bit you and you stuck in a situation. And I'm not mad at it, but damn, don't say it's a myth.
I think, you know, if you're going to be in this lifestyle, you should go by the code, period. You know what I mean? Simple and plain. If you're a civilian, there's different sets. I don't have a problem with people calling him a snitch. You know what I mean? At all, because, you know, when you sign up for that lifestyle, there's certain rules that, you know, you're supposed to abide by, or the people in a lifestyle or allowed, you know, to call you out, as you see people doing, calling people rats and all that, and putting people's paperwork out. That's all fair game and whatnot. But I feel for the young man, you know, obviously Troy Ave, because I do generally feel like, you know, he, you know, was trying to really turn his life around. But it's almost like that saying goes, like, you can't, you know, all your life be this one thing, and then now you want to clean yourself up. But now that dude, almost like Boys in the Hood, now they come back around. It's like, damn, karma kind of got you. So I think he's definitely due to testify still. He's making no bones about it. But yeah, the thing about the street thing, obviously, you know, we see that I'll say like 98%, 99% of the people end up dead or in jail that go that it's a trap. That, you know, that lifestyle is a trap. So the message is definitely accurate.
Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, in his song "Too Legit to Quit" or some shit like that, he referred to "It's You or Me." Is he in danger of doing life behind this situation? Or time behind the situation? Yeah, so definitely. Bring that aspect into it. It's him, or it's.
I think he's saying like, you know, what loyalty do you have? Almost like the 6ix9ine situation. What loyalty do you have to a dude that was trying to kill you or that killed your man? What the fuck you got to be loyal to him or the streets for? That's what I think he's kind of, you know what I mean, saying that. Also, obviously the situation, the duel situation where he had to pick up the gun and all that. Right. But a lot of people would stay on Troy Ave's side and say, yeah, fuck it. It's like people. 6ix9ine. People say, yeah, he should have snitched. You know, he's a little kid. Forget the streets. The streets ain't gonna do nothing for you. You go have those people who say that.
Well, 6ix9ine's different. It's just different all the way around.
I mean, yeah, talk about it.
That shit's all the way around. I mean, let's transition.
Yeah, no doubt.
Transition into T-Pain and get in the 6ix9ine.
Yeah, so T-Pain, man, sat down with the good brother, Big Boys TV,
Big Boys
Neighborhood. You know what I mean? Legendary, you know, and he talked about Tekashi 6ix9ine. So I'm gonna play this audio, and then we're gonna definitely talk about this one.
I was snitched so hard.
Right. If you've been with somebody for a couple of years,
but on the real though, he's. I mean, the man has a family and a daughter, and a lot of people say, "Well, he wasn't thinking about that when he was doing." Yes, he was, because he was trying to get that high tier more than 3 days on Twitter. You know, he's trying to get that for his family and trying to make money for his family. He was still doing his thing, and he was, you know, doing stuff in his community and stuff like that. But it wasn't. It's not like at some point, when does the street code override, you know, your family?
Yeah.
You know, because we talking about these some niggas you just met like 2 years ago.
right?